And another thing too is, you know, in terms of when you were 1, 2, and 3. Remember, because you remember we got our consciousness at probably around age what, 3 or 4?
4 or 5, yeah.
Right. Do you know how we died when we were 1 or 2? We wouldn't even know anything.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because with miscarriages and stuff too, it's like you wouldn't even know it.
You don't even know.
You don't even know you died. You lived and died. You know what I mean?
If you were
so how could you be living and then miscarried and die?
And the Bible says that little children who die automatically, for question, goes directly to heaven.
They never got to live.
They never got to live. They know nothing. So I think in terms of, gee, what if my mother, when I was 1 year old, a few months, had dropped me? What if
you died?
What if I had to climb up on a table and climb up on a window in our home and jump and fall out at age 2 or 3?
I was 2. My grandma left the door open and I tumbled down the basement steps.
Okay, you were here today, but you didn't know that.
Right. I don't remember
you probably
that
cried. You probably cried like crazy.
Right.
They were probably frantic to make sure you're okay. They were probably frantic.
Furious at my grandma.
Yeah, they were frantic. But you think in terms of all the things that may have happened to you when you were a baby that you knew nothing about. Huh? You understand? When you were a baby and you almost choked on your milk. You know, you brought up. You don't know these things. Remember those things? I'm telling you, it may have been better if I had gone at 2 or 3 or something like that.
Than to wait
to find out all this mess is going on. I'm part of it.
Yeah, that's one reason I don't want to bring kids into this world.
Yes, just a lot of people thinking that too.
Yeah.
They don't want to bring kids into this world. It's messed upness and get it even worse. You don't bring kids into this.
That's why you say it's a rapture, hell on earth.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thinking it's hell on earth.
I think it's already hell on earth.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just me.
Rapture.
I don't think it's the rapture, but I think it's hell on earth.
Yeah, sometimes I do think that this is hell.
It's hell on earth, and then you go to heaven.
I'm 100% convinced already. I don't think that we're gonna. I don't think any human being is going to experience hell after death. I think that this is hell. I think that this is hell.
I don't think hell. But he wants to see if you truly forgive yourself or ask mercy for all your sins as well before he accepts you into heaven.
I think that's a key part, and I honestly believe that we all should do that. I honestly believe in that.
I go confess it once.
Because I believe that because I believe this is hell, right? I believe this is hell.
Yeah, I feel like, hell on earth.
I feel this is hell. I say, man, that's what I'm saying is, we are born. We're born into sin. You can't born into heaven. Because if you're born into sin, it can't be heaven.
Right.
You're born into sin. And where is sin? Sin is on in hell. Hell is where sin is. This is where Satan is.
Right.
Hey.
Satan is Trump.
I call the devil advocate.
He's one of the forks on his spear.
But at the same time, let me say this. So, how do you believe that we've advanced so much? Would you say it's through science? Or God, like 10 years ago, cancer wasn't curable, and all the Ebola was curable, and then now you have scientists creating like T cells that use your own cancer cells to fight off cancer. Right. Use your own cells to fight off cancer cells. So like that's one reason I believe God gave us free will and that He's real, because over time He gave us the intelligence to create these, like advance as a human race, like over billions, hundreds of years.
Mr. Rosario, I believe that you are Mr. Rosario. You have your knowledge and skills and talents because God gave them to you. I think you're Mr. Bediaco because God gave you your special skills and talents, and you are who you are because God wanted you to be who you were, and you are who you are because I'm who I am because God wanted you. Nothing here happening in today's world, what's going on, I don't believe it has anything to do by chance. I think that it's all ordained through Christ. All that knowledge, it's all through Christ. I think everything comes through God. Every single thing comes through God. You are. This is my say. I said, you are nothing before God. You are nothing before God. Everything, every single thought, every single action, all already directed by God. You say, well, what about the bad things I do? Oh, well, God knew you were going to do those bad things. As part of who you are, He expected you to do those bad things. But He also knew that He also is going to give you a chance to come around and turn around yourself as well, because He put that in effort in your idea. That you don't always have to do bad.
I always say it's like 50% you, 500% God. God will give you anything, but you have to put in somewhere, put in the effort.
But the Bible says, God help those who help themselves.
Right.
Right?
And some people think you can
What
just
verse
like
is
go to
that?
church.
God help those who help themselves.
Do you know what verse that is?
You can go to
yeah.
go on
I got
Google
the Bible.
Bible.com or whatever,
Yeah.
and I have it here. I think I still have it on here. I've always tried to that. Every day I want to read something. I just fascinated by the Old Testament. It just fascinates me, and I always say I want to read. I want to read at least a verse or two every day. Go ahead.
Because I believe it. One of the main reasons was, of course, my brothers and my family brought me up Christian. We went to church every Sunday. But as I got older, I was like, yeah, this has to be real, because there's no reason millions of years ago these people would just write all this stuff and document it. And so there's a reason they did that, because it's real.
That's a good point. Let's talk about that. I think about that too. I said, wait,
Like,
you're gonna write.
they're talking about the Romans,
You got all these guys.
Empire.
Those guys that because God came to earth. Jesus came to earth, right? Met with the 12 disciples, right? And told them exactly what was going to happen, and they wrote it down, right? Because God realizing that we needed to know why we were here. What was our purpose, right? You understand? What was going to happen to us? So He came to he had his 12. Christ had his 12 disciples, and he walked with them, lived with them, so that they could see the power that he had that God gave him as his child, the power he had to heal people and so on and so forth. Because people need proof. People need proof, right? The only sad thing though, I wish that God had not taken him and I kept him on earth forever until to guide us along. But I wonder if we will ever believe him though. We probably think he's some crazy, right? We probably think he was some crazy.
Right.
You understand? Until he, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but like most people, like there's a belief that like with prophets, so like I guess you're saying if he was here on earth with us,
Yeah.
he's using prophets to speak to us. You know what I mean?
You said like pastors and church.
I mean, yeah, there's pastors, but there's also prophets. You know what I'm saying? Prophets like are outside of pastors.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're the same person.
Yeah.
But then there's pastors and there's a prophet. So it's like
The
God speak to
prophets
the
will
prophet.
be like the same 12 disciples who were able to talk about the future and talk about what's going to happen and so on. So the prophets would do that kind of stuff. The disciples are almost like 12 prophets, if you wanted to call it that. But I would have liked if he had kept Jesus on the earth to steer us through until that day when he comes for the earth. But the question is, how will we accept a person that's going to be on the earth forever and never seem to get old? How will we as human beings? But I think the key thing here is that I think that as long as you take on this image, this flesh, you will age. So Christ would have aged. Because we're how God made us. God made us to age. But he's God. We didn't have to be. That's another thing. We didn't have to age either. Why did he not allow us? Why did you ever ask yourself, why is it that all of us have our day of reckoning? The day that we all don't know what day is, but why do we all have a day that we all going to pass?
We all would have destroyed ourselves, I feel like, because you've been along for so long. At one point, some people are going to be tired of what they're doing. They're probably going to try to get more power, or you know what I mean, like feel like I can be doing way more than I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's like,
So it's like how our world currently functions with animals and plants and birds and so on and so forth, that keep what's the word I'm looking for, to keep a balanced ecosystem. Some have to have to go. Because God probably realized if these people live forever, there's no resources on this earth to sustain them.
Right.
There's not gonna be enough. So I'm gonna have to put numbers
I
on.
wanna
I'm gonna have to
live
put
forever.
numbers. I'm gonna have to put numbers.
Yeah, I
on these
wouldn't
people.
want to live forever.
I don't want to live past 70, to be honest.
Sometimes I feel like I can't die, but I know I don't want to live forever though, because that's gonna be miserable. You know what I mean?
The one I wish I had was superpowers that I could get rid of all these bad people like Trump and all those others. Invisible superpowers. Invisible.
Just make them
I would like to walk into the White House. I would like to walk into the Oval Office. And the only person who can see me is Trump. Nobody else can see me. God only give me the power where only those that He wants to see me can see me, because I'm there for purpose of communicating and go and show up in front of Trump and say, you need to change your way, or through Christ, I'm going to take you out now. I thought God give me that kind of power.
Right, judge, jury.
Give you the
Judge,
power
jury,
to,
and
like,
yes,
Yeah.
all the dictators, anybody do a bad thing, I'm just going across all over the planet and taking people out who don't change their ways.
Grim Reaper.
I don't call it a great reaper.
It's almost like a great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would love to show up at the White House and tell Trump, man, you're doing
I think
I'm going, and he gets a heart attack or something. If he doesn't
after
listen.
Grab his chest.
I feel like eventually, like with all the technology advancements and everybody becomes better people as they grow